7 years.
And then a lot of them, they become a full-time, and then they get a pay cut. It's horrible. Horrible.
Yeah, we've talked to a couple of those. We talked to a couple of those. One guy, $10 an hour he lost because the new contract was capped at $25. And he'd been moved. Another guy, I'm not sure why, but he lost $2. But you're right, it's more common than you would imagine. And I don't think any American that hears these stories is like thinking to themselves, oh yeah, that person's definitely greedy.
Right. I mean, even me, I moved out here. I'm a single mother. I moved out here, changed everything. My kid goes to school up here. I work up here. The daycare's up here. And now they're telling me they're going to close that down, and I got to relocate my kid. You know, she's in sports, this, that. She's got friends out here. It's not right. And then the Belvedere people, they just forced here. Now what? They want to force them back? Does that even make any sense?
Let's talk about that for a second, because I didn't realize that. So if they close this facility here in Marysville, they're going to reopen Belvedere, which they closed, and some of the people that were Belvedere were transferred over here and to Centerline. We talked to some people from Belvedere on Centerline, maybe even Flint, I don't know. But what are they doing? What is management doing? Hello, do they know what they're doing?
It does not make any sense. Let's move your life and then move it back. It's just not right. I mean, these kids here, they make friends. It's horrible. It's just not right. It's not
right, and it doesn't make financial sense for the company either, in my opinion. All of that movement costs them money as well. So I don't know. I have like this cartoon thing in my head of them running around cartoons and anvils are dropping, and I don't know. That's what I'm seeing. I don't know about you, but that's what I'm seeing.
Comedy is just horrible.
What about profit sharing? I know the temps don't get profit sharing. It's better to have it than not, I think. A lot of workers don't have that. It would make more sense to me to give all workers that, because it sort of incentivizes.
Absolutely. I mean, they pay union dues. They're part of this union. They should get all the same things that we get, all the same rights that we get, everything.
And even though you wouldn't have it necessarily every quarter, there might be quarters where there isn't profit. Recently, though, it would have been a substantial.
So what are you waiting for? Give us our stuff, man.
Well, the reality is they're the greedy ones. I'm saying it.
Right. It's ridiculous.
You're asking for your fair share. They're the ones that are hogging it all up there. I want to ask you about. We're seeing a lot of folks driving by and honking. Obviously, they're in solidarity. I have not seen any negative folks on the picket line. I know there's been a couple of incidents. I'm not going to get into that right now, but
once in a while you get somebody,
That's what I want to see.
But then the funny thing is they're driving our vehicles. That's the best, But all in all, we got most support. We do. It's awesome.
You 100% do. I think people feel, they feel the income inequality too. Speaking of driving our cars, I was laughing. We were up in Flint yesterday, and we went to the Union Hall, and they had a sign outside of the Union Hall that basically said, if you're driving a foreign car,
you can't park here.
Well, you can park there, but you have to park in the furthest possible available spot, and if you don't, we're towing you.
That's very common. Other plants, like some of the huge plants, ours is smaller, so, but some of the huge plants, they have to go in a whole separate parking lot. Yeah, it's insane, but it's cool. It's awesome.
Wait, they have a whole separate parking lot?
Yeah, there's many parking lots in some of the big plants, represent.
No, I had a good laugh. I'm like, well, I get it. I totally get it. But, here's the thing. You have Honda, Toyota, these companies are now coming over here building facilities for manufacturing and assembly. UAW needs to go unionize their asses, don't they?
Right. Yeah.
She said a word.
Just a suggestion.
Yeah.
So what are the things that do you think Americans should know about what's going on here? We're day 10 right now of the strike. I think we've got more time coming where you're going to be out here on the picket line. I don't see any morale down. I see people that are very committed to the cause.
Our leadership, a lot of these leaders, they have 20-something plus years. If our plant closes, they could probably retire. They'll probably get a buyout, but they're still out here fighting. I spent, in the past 2 days, I've been here 27 hours. And it's just, because we care. These are our people. We're a team.
Good Lord.
We stick together. It is.
2 days.
That's a good point, too. I feel like management was sort of trying to divide you guys up. Mark Roos, who is the president at GM, I've referenced this 100 times already in our live streams, but I think it's a prime example of what trying to divide up labor looks like. He was basically saying in this op-ed that 85% of the workers are taken care of and they're doing well. Ergo, why do you give a rat's ass about the 15? If you talk about that, you're spreading. He actually said you're spreading misinformation.
85. Why not 100?
Well, but isn't that the point?
Everybody matters. That's why we're all here. Tier 1s, Tier 2s, Tier 3s, 4s, 5s. 100%. No, 85 is not okay, which I don't even believe that, but it's not okay.
Who knows if that's number accurate? I didn't fact check it. That's the number he chose to use, so it could be wrong. But I was most likely it's wrong. I'm gonna go with that. But at the same time, he's smart enough to understand what a union means. A union
We got a
doesn't
new
mean take
subscriber on
85%
UnDEAD
or
Reviews.
throw 15 on the
Yay.
bus. It's all in or nothing. He knows this. So what is the intention of that?
I have no clue. You'd have to ask him.
I would have to ask him. Yeah, he's Mark. If you want to talk, I'm happy to talk to you.
Wait, did I?
Okay, so politics a little bit, not necessarily political party, but politics in general. We're going into an election cycle, and now everybody wants to come out here and do their photo op on the picket line kind of a thing. I think Sean has the right attitude. I think, in my opinion, on this, he is like, unless you guys are going to actually show us the goods, you're not getting our endorsement. Don't ask for it.
Don't just act like it because the stuff's happening, because the media's here, this, that. Be here because you want to be here, because you care. If you don't come here. You know, that's the way I look at it, no matter who you are. You know, don't do it for the fame. Do it for the people, like Sean does. Do it for the people.
And I also think it's not, it has to go beyond you even being here. What are you doing for us legislatively?
Yeah.
Are you going to actually
She likes that stuff.
affect change in a positive way, or... Oh, okay. Oh, do you have to go? Okay. All right, so I will let you go then. Thank you for talking with us. Appreciate it. No, there's no stutter. No, you did great. Thank you. Okay.
Hey, come over, Andrew. It should be okay. And I got Cheetos.
Okay, folks, we might have to change out the battery, so... How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So what is your full story? You are full-time temp. How long have you been at Mopar?
No, actually, I'm just here to support the cause. I'm a working class citizen. I was in the military. My husband is a union member.
You're running for office. Hang on. Okay, so you're out here supporting the workers. You're running as state rep?
State rep for District 64. So this will be this area up through Port Huron. And I think it's really important that people in my position are here and supporting.
See who the newest subscriber was. I'm going to check my
and I grew
YouTube
up,
Studio
and
app.
these were the jobs that we wanted to have.
Because we got one, and I'm very happy about that. It shows me that my channel is not completely dead. That we got one new subscriber.
Families, and now I'm seeing this happening, and there's tears that are ridiculous.
But there is life in this channel.
I'm learning all about all of this.
Where
stuff
there is a
with
will, there is a
temporary
way.
Workers that are working for years. How is that
Let's see,
temporary?
because the newest
and
subscriber
then they get hired in, and then they go back down on the pay scale. This is unacceptable. So for me, this is very important to be here and show my support, because it's every generation that is coming up, and we want jobs. We want to work. But we need the security, and we need to be treated like human beings.
Right. Yeah, the idea that people don't want to work or want to be lazy is ridiculous. I never even bring that talking point up because I think it's so ridiculous. Let me ask you this, since you're running for office, we see a lot of politicians that will show up at picket lines, they'll get elected, and then they do absolutely nothing for the workers. Yes. And, one party's worse than the other, clearly. That would be the GOP, I'm just going to say it. But we also have examples of the Democratic Party sort of enabling some of that stuff because they don't follow through. I think the PRO Act, I don't know if you followed the PRO Act as it was going through Congress last. So this was a bill that would have eliminated problems with the right to work laws in states and a few other things. It was very pro-labor law that would have been very, very, very beneficial for labor in the country. Yes. It passed through the House of Representatives, stalled in the Senate, even though Democrats had a majority. Correct. But of course the line they always use is, well, we're not filibuster proof. Well, you're never going to be filibuster proof, let's be honest. Right. So your options are this. You eliminate the filibuster, and you keep telling me you don't want to do that for reasons I don't understand, but okay.
Yeah, okay. You're like, well, we have to do something.
So do something, at least try to push it through. What are your feelings on all that?
So for me, being a veteran, we get a lot of, we support you. We have, representatives that come out and they, say that they care. And then as soon as they're elected, they're gone. And so I understand that. And that's part of my frustration and why I'm running is because I'm sick of people saying, hey, we support this for the day.
No, I know I saw it on here one time.
So I'm hoping that I can somehow make a difference in that, because that's the most infuriating part about being, here, is learning what they deal with.
Where
and
my subscribers are.
Forcing them to work long hours, not getting the overpay, the overtime that they just, and not get, I don't understand these loopholes.
They finagle the schedules. Like, I talked to a guy yesterday who explained this to me. Like, it was like alphabet soup, 7, 12, 94, 65. I don't know if it was
words. It's just the language of the contracts, and that's how they get around it. So to have a good, well-written contract that ties up those loopholes, that's what we need. So
let me ask you how you decided to run for office. You're clearly not a dyed-in-the-wool, I'm a politician kind of person. So what motivated you to run for office?
Like I said, being a veteran, I felt like I kind of got left behind. And in fighting with the VA and all of these people that will come up and say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, but they don't show up to ceremonies. They don't show up in support of what's going on and what the real issues are. So for me, that's why I want to change that. And if I can inspire at least one other person to get up and to come out to something like this, or to show support, or be passionate about something, then hopefully there will be
Maybe
that
it was
momentum
on
for more people to continue to stand up and lead, and not be in that traditional, oh, well, I'm going to go to school to be a politician, and then that's what they do for their entire life, and they just make backdoor deals and all of that. So that's where I'm.
Backdoor deals are very common and very problematic. It's mainly,
go to
I
YouTube
think, why you
Studio.
have, in some areas, you have what I would call a uniparty.
Because I want
areas
to
of
recognize the new
economics
subscriber.
where the neoliberals and the neoconservatives basically have the same ideas, right? Privatization,
Recent
outsourcing of
subscribers,
jobs. I had spoken with Juan earlier about NAFTA.
Maybe
I'm
this
old
guy?
enough to see that thing happen, and it was very, very bad for labor. But that is a prime example, right? NAFTA was originally George Bush Sr.'s bill. He couldn't get it through Congress. Bill Clinton comes in office. He's the Democrat. He pushed it right on through, no problem.
August
and it's
18th,
been very, very bad for labor at that time. At that
August
time,
12.
the youngins won't know this, but at that time you had labor out in the streets in numbers I have not seen except for the Iraq War, to be frank. Thousands and thousands of people on the streets protesting NAFTA, and their voices were not heard.
August 25th was TO.
Has been decreasing. It's now turning around, though. There's the great awakening in labor in the country that we're seeing, whether it's Starbucks, whatever.
Yeah, I think a lot of that has to do with they've done
There's
such a great
nothing in
job
the last
of
7 days,
messaging
but I
and
mean,
villainizing
I know
what
I got one new
unions do.
subscriber.
And yes, there are always going to be these people that are going to not be the best for a union or the government.
But that's true of every industry and every job and everything.
You're always going to have the bad apples. But the thing is that there are so many of us that's not who we are. We are here to work. We're here to live and prosper and raise our families and support our country. And it's kind of getting harder and harder to do that when we don't have the support of the people that are supposed to be supporting us as far as the industries that they want us to work for. And the skills that we need, and they tell us to go to college, they tell us to do these things, and then they say, oh no, wait, we need skilled laborers again. And so it's this pulling of every direction. So
let's talk about that for a second. I'm a believer that a good solution for that is that we refinance our public education system. And that's not just higher education, i.e., universities that are giving out bachelor's degrees and master's, whatever. That includes skilled trades.
Yes.
Like, these are two different forms of education, but they are both equally vital to the well-being of this country and to our economics.
Absolutely. So my current job right now, I'm a
So I think I
hairstylist,
know.
and I'm an
I can't figure it
independent
out.
contractor. So I love your blonde, by the way. So
That's just the gray hair coming
oh,
in.
see, and I didn't even notice. You're doing well hiding it. But so what it is that I understand that, like, I love that I have a trade. I love that I have a skill that not everybody has. And I love that I can talk about that with other, like with electricians, with different you have your plumbers, you have all of these different people. And then with the education system focusing so much on what test scores are and that you have to put everybody into this mold of how this is what we consider education, and that's not working for us. And it's obvious. So
I mean, we're seeing this here on the picket line. A lot of the skilled trades folks here that work in the auto industry, they do things I could never do. I have a master's. I have a master's degree in philosophy. It would not help me this at all. I would be a hot, absolute fucking mess trying to do any of these jobs, and I recognize that.
So, for about 3 months when I was 19, before I joined the military, I worked in a factory, and it was not for me.
Factory work sucks.
I just couldn't do it, and it's,
I would hurt myself badly.
yeah. But that was the thing, is that I have an appreciation for all different walks of life and their jobs, and we can't all be the same. We have to be different. We have to have different skills, and this is an important part of our economy. I mean, that's the big part of America is our auto industry, and it's ridiculous that how many years ago that we bailed them out, and now they've got all of these profits, and we can't even get a reasonable raise, and they're saying that these are critical times, so they have to work all of these hours. It's outrageous.
Hey, sweet girl.
And enough is enough.
What you doing, baby?
I mean, I started hearing some of these lines that they say, and I start laughing because it's just ridiculous. It's like, really? That's what you're going with?
Yeah.
You're going to have to do better than that. Any parting words that you would like the American public to know, either about your campaign or the UAW, whatever?
I mean, I think I've said a lot of it. It's just, for me, it's really important that we stay together, no matter what we believe, our different walks of life. It's important for us to come together in these situations, because these are Americans. They're working hard. They have families.
You come up here?
We're all doing the same thing. We all have the same goal. And if we can't band together to get what we need and what we deserve, then what's the point of this country? So.
Thank you so much for talking to us. Good luck in your race there. What is the election? Is it this November? Next year, okay. All right, good luck with that. Thank you for talking with that. So I think we need to change the battery here. So, absolutely. So we're going to be without the mic for a hot minute here as we change the battery, but we'll be back. Stay with us. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, we're almost there.
Chase the cat around with the camera.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm getting out of here.